Director Quentin Tarantino's movie Inglourious Basterds follows a troop of soldiers who are
to be dropped into France dressed as civilians. Once we're in enemy territory, as a bushwhacking guerrilla army, we're going to be doing one thing and one thing only: killing Nazis.
The movie simultaneously follows the life of a Jewish girl whose family was killed by the Nazis, the colonel who ordered the attack, and Hitler, who is, well, Hitler. Tarantino sets up a familiar dynamic: the good Allied soldiers and Jews versus the evil Nazi soldiers and Hitler. But as the story unfolds, the actions of the main characters become more and more morally ambiguous. Lieutenant Rain has unarmed prisoners executed. A young soldier is shot dead after making an unwanted advance on a girl. A new father is murdered after surrendering in a bar. And finally, the movie and all the individual characters' narratives collide for the climax: the premiere of a propaganda film about a German sniper who single-handedly won a battle from a bell tower. The German high command and Hitler have all come together to celebrate the film and are brought to tears from laughing at the American soldiers falling after being shot, one after the other, until the Jewish girl who owns the cinema and her lover set the theater on fire after trapping the Nazi hierarchy inside. Tarantino then flips the script on us, the viewers. As German high command burns to death in the theater, the American soldiers unnecessarily shoot them one after the other, just like the sniper in the film. The German audience laughing at the massacre of American soldiers has been replaced by us, the American theater audience who might have been laughing at the massacre of the Nazi hierarchy, in the same grotesque and cynical way. The Hobbesian message is clear. People are nasty, brutish, and cruel when given the chance. There are no heroes, only bad guys and worse guys. There are no good people, only people on our side and people on their side. And any perceived moral high ground is just a mirage. Everyone is capable of being just as nasty and evil as anyone else given the right circumstances. In such a world, can a good man really exist? And if so, what difference would he make? Someone who's given all the circumstances to be nasty, brutish, and cruel. Someone who was betrayed by those he loved, unjustly condemned for crimes he did not commit, manipulated by authorities for their own selfish ends, and yet remained innocent and good. The Shawshank Redemption follows the story of Andy Dufresne, who's been falsely accused of murdering his wife and her lover during an affair. Andy enters into the dark world of the Shawshank prison like an infant, naked and alone. The prisoners are degenerates. The guards are sadistic. The warden is cruel and merciless. And men are left so hopeless that even when they are set free, they can't leave the institutionalized prison of their own minds. Every man in Shawshank sarcastically claims that he's innocent, but Andy's the only man who truly is. He's beaten, sodomized, and initially distrusted by every man he meets. But rather than becoming cynical or giving up hope, Andy continues to fight and to bring light into the dark corners of the prison. He risks his life over and over again to make his fellow prisoners human once more. With music, cold beer after a hard day's work, by expanding their minds outside the walls of the prison, especially that of his friend Red, who he promises to take care of if he's ever set free.
Places in the world that aren't made out of stone, that there's something inside they can't get to, that they can't touch. It's yours.
Talking about
hope.
Finally, Andy escapes Shawshank, the same way he entered the prison, as an infant, through the womb of a woman, and after descending into the bowels of hell, is born again to freedom. Just as the good book said, his enemies left scattered and defeated. The movie ends with Red, who has become Andy's closest friend, finally leaving Shawshank Prison after more than 40 years in prison, and facing the same hopeless despair of so many other men who couldn't adjust to the freedom they had been given. But unlike the men who had gone before him, Red had encountered a presence that had filled him with hope. Red had encountered Andy. An encounter that has changed him forever as he set out in search of his old friend, who promised him they would meet again in paradise. In a world of so many bad men, what difference does one good man make? For Red, all the difference in the world.